Gonna be a very brief review since most of this episode was recap filler, basically reminding us about Gaara's life. The first 5 minutes of the episode was canon, kind of Gaara asking for a little bit of help, and I think that was probably the best part simply because it has shown the development in these characters and has shown how far along the relationships has come. Like Shukaku, even though he was being tsundere about it, like, it's not like I want to help you, Baka. Ultimately, he did help him, and that's because partially I think he respects him, partially he realizes, like, I shouldn't be a dick in this situation. So that was, like, the best part of the episode because it was canon and it was slightly advancing the story, and at the same time you got the other Biju saying they'll help as well, and just kind of all, going in the theme of basically that Naruto has changed a lot of people and he's made a lot of great friends. That was the first 5 minutes of the episode. The second 5 minutes of the episode, it was slightly interesting just to see one of the times that Gaara lost it and spazzed out and kind of, just destroyed the village, and I always thought to myself, he had a brother and sister. Why the fuck, like, yeah, they were slightly scared, but why weren't they ever, like, nice to him or affectionate toward him? And it was kind of that they resented him, so even though it's filler, it kind of gave a little bit more of an idea as to why, he didn't have them, especially, like, a sister. It was kind of like, Tamari looked like she was scared of him and kind of just was like, okay, I'm gonna avoid this dude, and Kankuro kind of resented him for, like, killing some of his friends and just, being a beast. He was scared of him as well, so it wasn't really like they were trying to be like, fuck you, you little piece of shit. It was that they were genuinely scared of him and trying to avoid him. I mean, if you see your little brother fucking tearing up the town as a monster, I think you'd be a little bit scared of him too. But then the remainder of the episode was just a recap of part 1 events and a little bit of part 2 with Gaara and Naruto and kind of, symbolizing the friendship, yada yada yada, things like that. So second half of the episode for the most part was just not really necessary, and to be honest with you, this episode, it kind of makes me wonder, why are they doing things like this when at the end of the day the manga's over? They don't really need to, like, put in any filler, although I guess maybe this could be because they're doing, like, really hard work on these last episodes, like, what, probably have, like, half a year's worth of episodes left, and they're probably putting a lot of time into them, so they need to squeeze out these episodes, so that way they can have, good time to work on them, because other than that, let's be real here, do we really need a Gaara recap in the middle of this war? I mean, don't get me wrong, I did get some sort of, like, nostalgia buzz on it, like, revisiting Gaara's life or whatever, and, seeing the tragedies and all the fucked up shit that happened to him, because in all honesty, that was really good material when I first saw it, but with all that being said, in all honesty, it just, wasn't really the most necessary thing, and to be honest with you, you could watch the first 5 minutes of this episode. If you want something interesting, you can watch another 5 minutes, because, like, the first 10 minutes, I'd say, is probably somewhat interesting, but after that, you can pretty much skip this episode and wait for next week, because next week, I'm a little bit more excited, because it's going to be the special about Hannabi, Hyuga, Hinata's sister, and kind of, like, I guess, leading up to the last Naruto, the movie, so I'm a little bit more so looking forward to that, especially because Hannabi Hyuga hasn't been seen in Shippuden at all. I think, like, the only appearance she's made thus far is actually in the manga and hasn't even been animated yet, and I think she was in the Rock Lee SD spinoff or whatever, but yeah, she hasn't even been, like, in Shippuden this entire time, so it's gonna be nice to see the character, I guess, see a little insight into her and what she's been up to this entire time. So yeah, not even gonna really give this one a score, because it's not really much to score. I guess, again, just watch the first 5 minutes and maybe, like, the last minute or so to see what Gaara's answer is to the Four Tails, but yeah, kind of skippable. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you get a little nostalgia buzz of revisiting some of those bits? I mean, I kind of got an enjoyment out of it, just getting some nostalgia, but realistically speaking, we didn't need majority of this episode. What do you think about Shukaku's answer and kind of coming to help out Gaara compared to who he used to be? You think that shows that Shukaku was kind of changed as well, or is it that he respects Gaara more in the situation? Your overall thoughts, but that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it, and if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.